What? I'm muted. Let me try that again. Thank you, Capricorn 11. Welcome to Kiki and Kibit's 90 Days Say What? This is our lightning round where we do 5 minutes per couple. My co-host is on vacation, so I'm here all alone and I'm terrified. I've been podcasting since 2019, started on audio, and I've only done one episode by myself, and it was an episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So this is kind of a departure for me, and I appreciate you for showing up. Capricorn 11, I can always count on you, and I really appreciate it. Can you play? I don't know what it means. Anyway, here's what's going to happen in this little session here. I'm going to talk about each couple for 5 minutes. I'm going to try to handle all the things and look at the comments and also pay attention to the alarm. What is happening? I can't even see the comments. Okay, there we go. So thank you, Janet. Thanks for showing up. So I'm going to talk about each couple for 5 minutes. And then at the end of 5 minutes, you're going to hear this sound. Okay. So that's how that's going to go down. That's the way we make sure I don't wax on indefinitely about each couple. And I'm scared someone just shot. Or half a shot, because it's harsh. Put on your glasses. It's not about that. It's just, I wasn't on play. Never mind. I can't look at everything at once. I appreciate you. So here we go. This was the season finale of 90 Day Fiance, season 9. Can you believe I have to do the season fiance or the season finale without Mary? Life is unfair. Anyway, so we're going to go through and talk about all the weddings that happened because every single couple got married, which is crazy. And a lot of these couples should not get married, and I believe they will get divorced. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to start by talking about Emily and Kobe, and I'm going to set my little timer starting now. Emily and Kobe, everyone's least favorite couple on this season, I must say. If anyone else has a different opinion, let me know. But as far as I know, this is everyone's least favorite couple. Although if the couple was just Kobe, it would be awesome because he's adorable and she totally doesn't deserve him. Just saying. So we start with Emily waking up in the morning and suddenly she has this intense regret, like, why was I such a bitch to this awesome dude who's actually spending time with me and is going to marry me, who I had this baby with because he's awesome. And she calls him and apologizes, which I'm pretty sure that's the first apology of her entire life because this girl don't apologize much. Did the 500 guests ever show up? Okay, Mark, I'm not going to be able to read all everybody's comments while we're doing this because I've got enough going on here with my little timer going and my notes. It's a lot. Anyway, so she wakes up and feels great regret for being such a bitch to him the night before and being so untrusting. Meanwhile, he's moved halfway across the world and has nobody except his crazy friends from Ohio there with him. So he's nice enough to forgive her. So she's happy about that. And the wedding is on. So, but both of them were like, I didn't even think there was going to be a wedding. So he's upset because he has to keep the secret of this pregnancy, which is kind of a big thing to keep. And when I say big thing, I'm not just talking about Emily's boobs because they big. And in her wedding dress, she has all boobs. And for those of you who have never been pregnant, I swear to God, before your belly gets big, the boobs get big. And she is just all boobs. Anyway, so she's getting ready for the big moment, her big ceremony, and her mom is helping her get ready. And all I can think of is like, how did this lovely mom give birth to this monster? Because the mom is lovely and she's tearing up and it's hi mom says bad words. Thanks for coming. She's tearing up, and Amelie's tearing up and trying not to let her makeup run. To which I respond, use L'Oreal eyeliner, gel eyeliner, 24-hour. That shit don't run, never. I wear it scuba diving, just saying. I come out looking glamorous all the time. Anyway, the producers tease us and make it look like Kobe's going to say something about the pregnancy to dad, but of course he doesn't. So then mom gives great advice. You can't win every fight, which is what I say to my kid who loves to argue. I'm like, child, you can be right or you can have friends. Take your pick. You can't always be right. Took me a long time to learn this. Don't think, thanks for giving me money. Oh my God, so exciting. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate like the pity super chat. Give it all. Oh, look at that. My husband's there. You can never tell what you're going to get. My husband's here, everyone. Andrew Blase supporting me. Anyway, so then I don't know if my husband's listening, but we get that awesome shot of Kobe in his tidy whities, and I forgive the tidy whities. Like I forgive him for wearing those horrible underwear because Lord have mercy. He can wear anything. He looks hot. And all I was thinking is like, I'll subscribe to your OnlyFans. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Anyway, so then we see Temperature, his friends, and they're just reasserting the importance of being a dominant male, which that's just not going to work with Emily because she's totally alpha. And then the sweetest scene ever where dad comes in and he's talking to Kobe, and dad is really moved. And I think he's crying because he's so happy that maybe Kobe will take Emily away from himself. This poor man. She's never going to leave. Kobe wants to tell him about the pregnancy, but he doesn't. And then dad gives him a gift of some, look at Andrew. Andrew Tiny might be felt too well. That's a story for another day. All I can say is I've coached my husband on upgrading his underwear fashion game. So dad gives him a present. Does anybody know? Yeah, exactly. What did he give Kobe? We don't know. Maybe we'll find out on the tell-all, but I was very moved by that. And I was also thinking to myself, like, how did these people create this monster? My timer's going off and I can't hear it. What the hell? Oh, I know why, because I have my notifications off. Okay, we're done. Anyway, the part that I really wanted to notice to note is when they're eating cake, or they cut the cake after the wedding, and she's like, "No, feed me the cake." And I'm thinking to myself, girl, you've had enough cake. Just saying. Anyway, so later they tell dad about the pregnancy, and dad's like, motherfucker, I have to support these people for how much longer? 6 months longer? My theory is throw your kids out the house at 18. Just throw them out. They'll be fine. They'll sink or swim, and your parenting will make all the difference. Okay, let's move on to Jabri and Miona. And I'm starting my timer, and hopefully this time it will go off. So all I can say is I want this grandma to be in my family because she's the coolest ever. Jabri's grandma and Jabri's friend, Jabri and Miona's friend Igor, they're the breakout stars of this entire season. And I just want them in my family and I want them around me. So grandma's there, and no matter what happens, she's going to make sure that Jabri keeps it cool and that he's okay. And he's manic as fuck. Have you guys noticed that? Like, this dude is super manic. He's always running around and he's like high energy. Now, I'm not saying I'm not like that, because I kind of am, and that's why I can relate to him. Anyway, grandma's this beautiful, calming influence, and I need her in my life. I feel like we all need that grandma in our lives. Anyway, so they're in the middle of the desert in Joshua Tree, and Capricorn 11 lives in the Bay Area. I'm sure she knows what Joshua Tree is like. Like, they're in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere land, which to me is like the most depressing landscape ever. And but grandma, again, she's making it right. She's like, look at this beautiful view. That's all you need. You don't even need a backdrop. You don't need that arch. And Miona, all she wants in the world is this arch. So to me, like, I would have a wedding anywhere except for Joshua Tree. Like, I find it depressing. Meanwhile, they're all stressed out and no one's coming to the wedding except like a couple of iguanas and maybe like, I don't know what's cruising around the desert. I don't know, rattlesnakes. There's rattlesnakes coming and the arch has not arrived and everyone's stressing out because that's just the one thing that Miona needs besides like perfect wedding photos, which is like posing for everything. And she's like, if I could pose like her, that would be awesome. But I kind of felt like Miona was all posing and nothing deeper, but her vows were actually kind of deep. Anyway, we're waiting for Igor to make it with the arch. And Igor is the coolest dude I've ever seen on 90 Day Fiance. Kobe comes close. And I say that because his hair completely defies gravity, you know? Like it stands up this high and it doesn't fall down. And I find that to be a miracle all in itself, not to mention the fact that he speaks sign language in Serbian and in English, which is kind of awesome. So I love big Igor fan here. So he makes it at the last minute and they set up an arch, which is really not an arch. It's kind of like a triangle. So I've never seen an arch like that. And all the flowers are like pampas grass. Side note, my kid's getting married next year and they wanted pampas grass for their wedding. And then they put me in charge of flowers and I'm like, hell to the no, you're not having that. Those are like dead things, not having it. So then how many of you were tripping out that Jabri wrote a country song for her and it did not suck? Like I fully expected complete suckage. Meanwhile, it was actually kind of good. And then they do their vows, and his vows didn't suck either. They were kind of rap-ish, kind of freestyle, and hers too. Like I was kind of moved, and I didn't want to be. I really wanted to make more fun of them, but I couldn't. It was kind of cute. And then they get in that cool truck and it's all old fashioned and they take off with the cans and back. And what really struck me is how important it was to Jabri to make it, you know, the wedding, the wedding of her dreams with no guests and not at the beach. It's hilarious. Yeah, Janet, I agree. That song was pretty good. I was tripping out because I was thinking like this dude, he is all talk and there's no way he can write music. But I was like, oh my God, that didn't suck. And he made it really sweet and the truck with the cans and Igor. So hope it's happily ever after for them and for everyone who chooses to get married. And Grandma rocks. Do we know if Grandma's married? Who's she married to? But I need grandma in my family. Bam, the timer goes off. You can't hear it because technical difficulties are happening. We'll see if it happens on the next couple. Anyway, let's see some of these comments. Remix of riding his bike for 1,000 miles. Don't understand. Gibberish and meow mix. Excellent. I know. Well, Capricorn 11, where did they have that wedding? In Joshua Tree in the middle of the damn desert, which, I mean, come on now. I think that's crazy, but I'm not like a desert person. I feel, you know, I live at the beach. I'm all about the ocean. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to reset my timer. Maybe this time you'll hear it. God, if Mary's watching this from Cancun, I hope she's not just horrified about me doing this by myself. Am I fucking up? I hope I'm doing okay. I'm going to finish this shot now. Shots of courage. I think we're there. I can't drink anymore. Shaida and Bilal. How many of you were thinking she should run for her damn life and go back to Trinidad and Tobago? I just want to say this. He's one of those guys who I just know in my heart, every time he has sex, he literally goes and disinfects his entire body because that's what he's like. Like he's a pain in the ass. And I think thanks for saying I'm doing awesome, Christina. You guys are so nice to me. Thank you. Love you. She should run for her life, right? Like this guy is a fucking douche. Anyway, she wants a sculpted brow. And I'm like, me too. What is that? I don't know what it is, but I want one because that girl is hot, right? She's super, super hot. I really wish I could see her hair. Like I know it's not a thing, but I wish I could see her hair. So I saw someone post on Twitter and it totally cracked me up that like Bilal is so rich that they had to have the wedding at his house. I don't know. He did a good job of making it nice though. And this is kind of interesting. If you notice in this season, it's the men who are making all of these occasions really nice. Like Bilal is doing it, Patrick is doing it, Jabri is doing this. I don't know that we've seen this before. And it's very sweet. Anyway, whatever sculpted eyebrows are, I want them if that's what'll make me look like Shaida because she's totally hot. Anyway, I don't know if that's his house or an Airbnb. It seems like we have some mixed ideas about this. Nobody knows. But it's better than the desert because they have actual guests. Anyway, she comes down in this headdress. I don't know what that's called. And her hair, her scarf and her wedding dress. And she literally looks like a princess. Like this woman is stunning. And they walk in and Bilal's daughter, Zaina, is singing the Surah An-Naba, which because I'm such a good podcaster, I looked it up. And that is called The News. And The News is the 78th chapter of the Quran. And it has 40 verses. Now, I don't know if she sang the whole thing, but whatever she sang, I was so impressed and it was beautiful. She has an incredible voice, right? Yes, I agree. Shaida looked gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Somehow I know he doesn't deserve her, but I love everyone in his family except for him. Now, I do know a lot of this is producer driven, so maybe he's cooler than they make him look. But like his kids are adorable. His sister is pretty cool. His mom's awesome. How many of you were dying with his son falling asleep? And then later the producers ask him if he was falling asleep and he just denies it. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Wasn't falling asleep. Wasn't falling asleep. Typical Joe. He was falling asleep. Anyway, I thought this was so interesting how they asked them 3 times. Because think about it. It's too easy to just say, yes, I do. They're like, are you sure you do? You said you do, but are you sure? Okay, you're sure. Let me ask you one more time. Are you sure that you want to marry this OCD motherfucker? But yes, she does. So there you go. I'm just checking out the comments. Minister was fine. That was actually a really beautiful little setup. And I don't care if that was in his house or not. I kind of think it's nice to have a wedding at your house. It's intimate. And like I said, at least they had guests. So Bilal gives her something that's engraved that his father gave his mother. And we don't know if his dad's still alive or what. But it looks like a bracelet. I'm not sure. And it's very sweet. And he's scattering rose petals in the room afterwards. And I kind of forgave him. Look, did you hear the timer that time? I forgave him because he's so sweet. And I've never known a guy who does stuff like that. Not that I do stuff like that either. But I think it would be nice, like, Andrew, if you're still listening to this, can you please scatter rose petals all over our bed every once in a while? I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to check the comments real quick. Mark says, the wedding at Lee's Summit Airbnb makes me think of Rosemary's Baby, except Bilal doesn't even want Satan to knock up. Props on that comment. Love it. Dude, look at Mojo. He does not give a fuck. Okay. I want to be more like, who wants to be more like Mojo? He really does not give a fuck. All right, I'm going to restart my timer now. Here we go. Patrick and Thais. Now, I don't care what Mary says, because Mary says if there was an OnlyFans for anyone in this little family, she'd sign up for John's. I beg to differ. I stand by my opinion that if there was an OnlyFans, I would sign up for Thais's OnlyFans because she is hot as a motherfucker. She's super hot. That said, I know that thanks, Andrew. Do you see that? Yes, he said he will do. He'll put roses on our bed for us. That's why I've married this guy. I wish you could meet him. He's fucking awesome. Anyway, John is going to be with us for the tell-all next week. So says Mary. We'll see what happens. She's secretly in love with him, which I don't really get. Just don't get it. But we'll see if he can figure it out because he's not very tech savvy. So we'll see if John shows up. But if he does show up, we should be ruthless questioning him. Anyway, so this is my favorite part probably of the entire episode where Patrick is questioning Thais's dad and basically begging him for his blessing. And dad is like, nope, you're not getting it. You're not getting my blessing. Fuck that. It's not happening. So, and they decide to get married anyway. I think it's hilarious. I wonder what would happen if like my kid asked me if he could marry his fiance, and I was like, nope, you don't get my blessing. Like, we don't roll like that in the United States, but I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, that venue is gorgeous. Patrick must be really rich. That is my analysis of this, because they have a gorgeous venue. She has a beautiful dress. Now, I don't know what he's wearing because I'm so low rent. I don't know designers, but like this fool is wearing some kind of really expensive shoes with no socks. And I feel like to have that kind of swag, you must be really rich. Okay. Because if I was really rich, I would just wear these tie-dye sweats that I'm wearing right now and no one would care, but that's not how it goes. Anyway, Thais is super hot and she's going ahead with the wedding, even though dad says no, which just shows you how much she loves this guy, for better or for worse. And I just want to say this, and Capricorn 11, I'm talking to you right now. She says her storyline is boring. He's learned Portuguese. And this is like a difficult language. Like I speak Spanish, hablo español, and so does Portuguese 11 because she is Colombian. And he's learned Portuguese, which sounds really hard. So props to Patrick for that. Anyway, so this also made me laugh that they hired a Brazilian choreographer. That's what Pat says. And then they do this crazy dance, which like, I don't know what this was, but there was all kinds of horns involved and like weird stuff, but he does not care. Like, he doesn't care if dad doesn't give his blessing. He doesn't care if he has to do this dumb dance. He's going to do it anyway. Anything to bang this hot Brazilian chick. And I understand that because Thais is super hot. But why isn't he wearing socks with his shoes? Can someone please tell me? Like, is that a style or what? I don't really get it. I'm too lowbrow to understand what's happening here. But did you also notice that the officiant said her name wrong? He called her Thais, not Thais. And he also is wearing some crazy... Mary's here? Mary. Cancun is a hot mess. Express, Andrew, LOL, our room. Why are you distracting us from the season finale of 90 Day Fiance? I love you too. Mwah. Love you, love you. You know what, Mary? You need to put your damn phone down. I'm just saying. Go enjoy, be present. Anyway, they do this crazy dance at the wedding, and I'm dying because he is such a fucking dork. And Thais is like, okay, now can we get John out of the house? So we'll see what happens on the tell-all. And Mary insists that John is coming next week, and we will find out if he is, because Mary's super hot for John. And the tell-all, by the way, is next Sunday. Just so you know. Did we go through all the couples? That's impossible. We talked about Jabri and Miona. We talked about, are we done? Is it that time? Did I go through it in 30 minutes? Bilal and Shaida, Patrick, the tell-all. Holy crap, we got through it. All right, so let me look at the comments. Deidre's saying go to the beach. Are you talking to me? No, you're talking to Mary. Yeah, Mary, go to the fucking beach. Switch rooms? Oh, if your air conditioning's not working in Cancun, definitely switch rooms. Capricorn 11 says Patrick is a tech bro with Gucci loafers. Are they Gucci? Okay. I guess if you're super rich, you can wear Gucci loafers with no socks. I don't know. And yes, Mark, he did do the dance at Thais's request. That doesn't mean he wasn't a dork when he was doing it. Yes, Chi-Town Finest 67. John is apparently coming. That's what Mary says. Look, my husband's saying, great job. I love him. Babe, just for that, I'm going to make really good dinner. I'm cooking filet mignon. Just saying. I'm an awesome wife. What else do we have to say? Did John agree to come on? Yes, he did. But also, John can't figure out how to watch on YouTube unless Mary sends him the link. So we'll see if he does actually make it. And he gets kind of emotional at the wedding. Little does he know, Thais is like, can we get that motherfucker out of our house now? Like, okay, this is over. Kick the fucker out. Bye, Mary. See you later. Anyway, anyone else have anything to say? Chi-Town, like Chicago, LOL. Okay. Janet, thank you for saying I did awesome. Love you guys, and lucky for you, Mary will be back next time, and she'll be here with John, who she wants to subscribe to his OnlyFans, which I think is questionable taste. Just want to know, taking a poll of everyone out there, if you had to choose between Kobe's OnlyFans, Thais's OnlyFans, or John's OnlyFans, who would you sign up for? Because I know who I would sign up for, and it wouldn't be John. Who would you sign up for? Anyone? I know there's a delay. Okay, no one's answering, or there's that much of a delay. So I win, and I say Thais. She's the one whose OnlyFans you should sign up for. Thank you so much for saying I did a wonderful job. And we love you guys. And thanks, Capricorn 11. I love you. I love you so much. This is terrifying. Mary, never leave me again. I can't handle it. So we'll be back next time. I promised Mary that I would wait for her to do Love After Lockup next week. And I think Love in Paradise is over. I don't think they'll have a tell-all. So we'll see you back here next time. Mary's coming back on Sunday. So I think we'll be doing Monday night, and we'll be doing the tell-all with John, and we'll be doing Love After Lockup. And Mary is awesome at getting the cast members to come join us. So that is really, really fun. And I love yous. And we'll see you back here next time. You beautiful people, you. Thanks for supporting me. I really, really appreciate it.